Welcome, everybody. My name is Marilyn Johnson, and I'm your host tonight. And I'm excited to um, host this meeting and introduce you to our great presenter. I've been with this company for a little over 13 years, and I had the privilege of meeting Tony Krashowetz over 10 years ago. And he's changed my life. I met him at a big event. He kept calling me, and I kept ignoring him for a long time. I was working 3 jobs at that time and was very, very busy. And I decided to go to my first event in San Diego, California. And I met him in the foyer, and he was talking to his sweetheart that was dying of breast cancer. And I was on the phone with my husband, and my father-in-law was passing away at the time. So it was like I just connected with Tony, and he became part of my why. And I just wanted to help him. I wanted to see him be able to spend more time with his family, and we just connected. And he's like a brother to me, and he will tell you his story. But this company has been a total God sent blessing to me. I've been able to walk away from 3 jobs. My husband finally retired from his job, and we moved to Utah, and we are now living in a fixer upper, and it's going to be great when it's all done. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our dear presenter, Mr. Tony Krashowetz, which is an executive in our company and amazing. So take it away, my friend.
Awesome, Marilyn. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can. You're on Candid TV.
Yeah, fabulous. In my 1970s TV box, I like it.
Cool.
So welcome everybody to the call tonight. Tony Krashowetz here. I live in Southern Utah. I've been a part of this company for over 14 years. It's been an amazing journey. And, I'm just like probably a lot of you on here. If you're a guest on here, you got invited to take a look at this information. I got invited to a barbecue, and my friend's parents invited me up and asked us to bring all the kids over, 8 kids at the time. And so 10 of us. And I said, yeah, sounds good. And then I started to wonder, I wonder what's going on. I wonder why they want us all to come over. And I made a call to one of their kids that I knew and found out that, yeah, they wanted to show me LifeVantage, you guys. And I wasn't going to go because I didn't think I would be interested in it. I didn't think I wanted to get into another business. I was driving truck and moving furniture and have been in that business for almost 24 years, doing long haul trucking. And but my wife just looked at me and said, hey, I don't have to make the dinner tonight. Let's just go over and listen to what they have to say. So that's what we're here. We're just here. Come and listen to what we have to say and what we have to share. You may find it pretty incredible, like a lot of us have. I've, again, been a part of this company for 14 years, and it's been an amazing ride. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to share some PowerPoint slides and give you a 30,000 foot overview. This is just an overview of, kind of where we came from and where we're heading to, and the excitement that's brewing for LifeVantage in 2024. So let me turn this on here. And then Marilyn's going to give me a thumbs up that she can see all this.
I can.
Excellent. Oh, this is my favorite slide. Here's my sweetheart, Mari. We're a Brady Bunch family. If you guys remember what the Brady Bunch is, maybe times 2. Between us, we have 11 children. I have 6 boys and 2 girls, and my sweetheart has triplet boys. So as crazy as all that sounds right now, we're also grandparents, and we have my 2 youngest boys at home. We're getting closer and closer and edging up on that empty nester part. My second youngest boy is a senior, and my youngest son is a sophomore in high school this year. So here's the fruits of our labor and our children's labor. Anybody that has grandchildren know how exciting it is to hold those little grandbabies. And we have 6 grandbabies, and we're looking forward to a lot more with 11 children and a growing family. And so it's exciting being grandparents and still being parents here for a little bit longer at the same time. So here's my whole background, you guys. This is what I grew up doing. My whole family was in the moving business. My grandfather in Southern California actually ran a moving company for over almost 50 years, to be exact. And so everybody in my family in one aspect or another was in the moving business. I learned a ton about it as a little kid growing up in junior high and high school. And then by the time I graduated high school in 1987, I decided I wanted to be a professional mover. I liked it. I was good at it. Moved to Seattle, Washington, went to work for United Van Lines in 1987, and worked on the local crew and learned a lot more about the business and office moves and different things. And by 1993, I decided to buy a truck and trailer and become an owner operator. I decided to do that because I wanted to be self-employed. I wanted to make more income. I liked the idea of being my own boss. And so we jumped on board with that idea and I learned a ton, worked really hard. I think I bought 11 trucks and 5 trailers over that 23 plus almost 24 years of being in the long haul business. Drove about 3 million miles or so and millions of pounds of furniture involved in all that. And I liked it. I liked a lot of aspects of that business. The hardest part, there's always a drawback, I think, to any business or to any job that we have, is that it took me away from home. And that was hard because we traveled a lot together when the kids were younger, but then as more and more of our children started to enter school and be in different programs, and then we just couldn't take them and be on the road for a week or two and come back. And so then we were separated for a good probably 8, 9 years, where I was always trying to get home and being gone 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And again, this is when Life Vantage showed up. I got invited to that barbecue in the midst of all this, but I'm glad we went. And I did it in my mind was kind of starting to search for something else that I could do to make income, and also how I could be at home more often or all the time versus being gone a lot. So let's dive into Life Vantage and where all this kicked off at. Oh, just one more little slide here. I still have a little bit of trucking in my blood. I've got my oldest and one of my younger sons driving flatbed and groceries, and then I do get to slip seat with him every once in a while. Still get to play trucker just enough to be fun, but not too much and be all the time, if that makes sense. So let's just jump in here. Where did all this get started at? It all started decades ago. Scientists are trying to figure out what caused aging, what's all the things inside of our body biochemically are breaking us down and causing that aging process. And so it all kind of culminated and got really exposed on an ABC primetime video. ABC News reporter John Quinones, all the way back in 2005, went to the University of Colorado because they're claiming they had a pretty big discovery. And so he went in and took a look at this company. If you haven't seen the ABC primetime, have the person that is sharing this information with you. If you haven't seen it, they can get it over to you and take a look at it. I've watched that video probably 10,000 times and I love it. It's just amazing to me, all the things they were talking about that could have a lot of good possibilities with this, and they've all come true and even more, you guys. That's what's exciting about this. So long story short, John Quinones interviews Dr. Joe McCord. He's a world-renowned scientist. He's actually considered the father of free radical biology. A lot of people credit him for understanding what goes on inside of our body, how we break down and have that aging set in. And so he starts to interview Dr. McCord, but he takes a blood test. He's going to get on this all-natural product that Dr. McCord was part of the invention of that slows down a condition or an element of aging called oxidative stress. I like to keep things simple. It's nothing more than rusting. I know rusting's a pretty bad thing. And deterioration. If you see a piece of steel or wood or anything out in the elements, that oxidation just breaks it down to nothing and decomposes it. Well, that same thing happens inside of our bodies because we have those free radicals and that oxidants that we breathe in. Also, when we eat food, we metabolize that food, and the exhaust or the byproduct of burning that food and fuel off, so to speak, is the free radicals that build up the oxidative stress in our body. Here's what happens is when we're young and healthy, from 0 to 20, 25, we do a great job of handling oxidative stress because our internal biochemistry makes a lot of antioxidants in our cells, and it neutralizes and keeps at bay that oxidative stress. Now, once we hit about 25, we start to lose the ability to make those antioxidants. So what happens is oxidative stress starts to go higher and higher, and we age faster and faster as we get older. So why is this all a big deal? It's because Protandim turns your body on to bring those antioxidant levels back up and slow down that oxidative stress by turning your body's system on internally. So Quinones takes a blood test, he gets on Protandim. 13 days later, they draw his blood out again to see if there's any measurable difference. And sure enough, there was a big difference. It was 45% reduction in oxidative stress just after 13 days. So here's what's cool about our company, and we have this published and it's in the patents, is that Protandim reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in everybody that takes it. Pretty awesome. So when you're looking at this little graph here, you see that without Protandim, once we hit that 20 to 25-year-old range, we start to climb higher and higher in oxidative stress. and we're aging faster and faster. But if we get on Protandim, and it doesn't matter what age we are, when we start taking it, it'll drop us back down to that healthy range of oxidation in our body. And so after Protandim, everybody else is at the same level, whether you're 20 or 80 years old. We get asked a lot of times, does John Quinones still take Protandim? And we've had about a half dozen of our consultants, as they've been around doing meetings and traveling, have ran into Quinones. And yes, he still does take Protandim. In fact, the last group that ran into him was doing some meetings at a diner. This is kind of interesting. And Quinones had showed up with his camera crew to set up for that show. What would you do? And so they got to chat with him and ask him and get a picture with him and stuff. And yes, he says, I'm still taking Protandim. So what is oxidative stress? It sounds like a huge deal. Like I said, it's rusting. It's really rusting from the inside. And what does it start to feel like? We just start slowing down. Our biochemistry starts slowing down. We start to fatigue, energy loss, brain fog, lack of concentration, headaches. Maybe we get sick a little more often. And so again, it's all just this process of deterioration internally inside of our cells. Love this slide too. So here's the cool thing. Again, like that graph showing oxidative stress going up and Protandim keeping us the level. So they when the first study, they looked at the T-bar levels, the oxidative stress levels in the patients. And after 30 days, they could no longer tell the difference between a 20 and 80-year-old. Isn't that pretty cool? Actually, here's an 80-year-old and here's a 20-year-old. And after 30 days on Protandim, they were both at the same place on their oxidative stress level. So that's why this is such a cool, profound thing. Here's the other thing that happened that was just unheard of and pretty amazing, is that a lot of researchers and scientists saw that ABC News report, ran to a website called pubmed.gov. You may have not have heard of it before. It's the Library of Medicine of the National Institute of Health. It's the gold standard of science. It's where all peer-reviewed published studies are placed. And so they went and saw that first study on oxidative stress and how it lowered oxidative stress in 30 days in all the participants. This was unheard of, you guys. This is really the scientific breakthrough right here. There wasn't anything available before Protandim, no matter how good the antioxidant levels were we were trying to consume, because it just couldn't get in there and go to work and make the difference up and with those antioxidant enzymes that we actually create inside of our body. And so what Protandim does, it's an activator of a pathway in our body called NRF2, turns up your body's ability to make antioxidants like when you're younger. So they were excited. They just wanted Protandim because they know that oxidative stress plays a major role in a bunch of different disease processes and conditions. Now, we don't treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate diseases. That's not what Protandim is about, but it reduces that oxidative stress, which is a critical element in all those things taking place. So now you can go to pubmed.gov and put in Protandim, and there's 28 peer-reviewed published studies that are in medical journals and scientific journals. And you can go look at those. You look at the bottom of the slide, those are some of the universities that did these studies. And so real top tier universities and research, American Heart Association, Ohio State University, National Institute of Aging, Harvard, Colorado State, Washington State University, and on it goes. And there's still studies that are currently going on with Protandim. And here's why. It's because it's a new weapon. It's a new tool. It's a new technology that didn't exist before. And so they want to know what the outcome of having that reduction in oxidative stress. So all those 28 published studies all say the same thing. When you go in to take a look at them, they all reduce oxidative stress, and they have a pretty profound effect upon the actual, what the study topic was. So again, free radical oxidative stress damages everything from head to toe. Our body is a culmination of trillions of cells inside of our body, and that same battle is taking place. My other favorite thing, a couple other favorite things I like to do with PubMed is, one, just put oxidative stress in the search bar. And the last time I checked, there was over 320,000 published studies on oxidative stress. That's a massive amount of science and research. In fact, you'll see results by the year, and it's starting in the 90s, it starts to climb up and go higher and higher and higher. And I think when I looked last year, there was 23,000 published studies that were completed on oxidative stress. So a huge deal. Follow the money. It's all looking and going into how damaging oxidative stress is. The other thing that I like to do, or people will ask, what does Protandim do for XYZ? What are these different conditions and things that are going on in our lives and our families' lives, like arthritis or diabetes and so forth. Well, just put that condition along with oxidative stress in the search bar. And actually, out of those 300,000 plus studies, it'll narrow it down to the ones that are specific to that condition or disease. So it's pretty cool. Love this. This is a conclusion of a study that was done by Washington State University. So again, Protandim, even though they got it labeled as a supplement because it's got natural ingredients in it, it's an activator is what it really is. They don't know where to put it at. It's just natural ingredients, but they're not to necessarily supplement, they're to turn a switch on inside of our cells. And this is the conclusion of their study. So that pathway that Protandim activates is called NRF2. Washington State University did a big study just on the NRF2 messenger protein in the cell, and they said it's potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. Pretty cool. All right, so that's where we started at, you guys. This just gets exciting again. I'm trying to be brief and short, and you'll have a lot of questions to ask those that invited you on here. But we didn't stop there. So I'm going to take you to a couple of our latest breakthroughs and where we're at. And our big one that here has been the last year and a half is about collagen. Collagen's really come on the scene in the last 5 to 7 years. In fact, now today, I don't think you cannot go anywhere from Walmart to Costco and to GNC or wherever and not see collagen products all over the place. So the Guardian magazine, actually their scientific department did a look at this and was wondering, is it a scam? Is it real? Is this another fad? Is it going to come and go? And after they got done looking at what collagen is all about and how vital it is inside of our body, they said out of the 20,000 different proteins in the human body, there's one that dominated, and it was the collagen. And basically, the conclusion was that if we don't have collagen, we become this shapeless blobs of tissue. Doesn't sound very exciting. And so collagen is super important for our overall health and well-being. And so our science team went to work, and they wanted to make sure that we keep to our standard. What this company is about is activation. You're going to hear that a ton. You know, in the last 40, 50 years, you hear a lot about supplements and vitamins and nutrients and all those things, but the standard foundation of this company and the reason we're different than everybody else is in activating processes in the body that go dormant or slower as we get older. Collagen is one of those that happens to us. We make less collagen as we get older. After our mid-30s, we really start to slow down in that production. So the big thing with this collagen is it had to activate our body to make collagen. And so it does that. It's superior and unique. And collagen is just more than what we see on the outside. You can see a lot of visible effects from taking collagen and what that can do for you. But you're talking about nail health, hair loss, muscle recovery, joint cushioning, gut health, strengthening bones, tissue repair, brain and support, mental mood, liver function, eye health. There's a lot that collagen plays internally inside of our body along with the skin. Why liquid versus powder? Powder is only 10 to 30% absorbable. So you have to take a lot of powder and hope it can get in there and get digested and go to work. So liquid is just way more bioavailable, 90% plus absorption with having a liquid. So again, this collagen is actually a threefold, almost a fourfold mission. When you break down what it does, it activates, replenishes, and maintains. And so we have natural ingredients in the collagen. We have the peptides that are broke down into smaller strands so that your body can absorb those quicker. We have the red quinoa extract that actually turns your body on to make that collagen. Then there's a citrus berry extract and the other ingredients in there that actually turn down the genes that break down the collagen faster. So it's pretty awesome how all those work together. So documentation beats conversation. It's always cool to see the before and after pictures. I love these. These are all consultants in LifeVantage, and we know all of them, and it's pretty cool. They're willing to take the before and after shots. And I love the amount of time that you start seeing the differences in these. Face and in the neck. You know, just the difference in the tone of the skin, the crow's feet. It's awesome on how you can see what collagen is doing at a pretty fast rate. And the legs. You know, collagen's head to toe, you guys. It's I know we just see the face and the hands and arms, but it's everywhere. And hair's another huge thing. Hair growth, nail growth. I've noticed that I have to get haircuts more often, almost becoming like a chia pet. If anybody remembers those, pour a little water on, they're growing all over the place. and the nails are just growing. I'm just cutting them like weekly, but that's all excellent signs of health. So when you have good hair growth and nails, again, we see the hair growth that people are having. And so here's what's cool about seeing all those before and after shots is that when you can see what's actually happening on the outside of the body, can you imagine all the good things that are happening internally inside of our body? Because it's inside out, right? You're taking everything internally, it's coming from the inside and it's working its way out. So we're just seeing the results of all that that's happening from the inside. Now, we just recently had a study, LifeVantage put a study together to see if taking Protandim, the Nerf2 activator, and collagen, if they help each other do a better and have better results, and they do. And so this is pretty cool to have a study that's actually done. The study was so profound that they filed a patent. We already have 7 patents on Protandim that are good till 2034, but they filed a patent on how Protandim and the True Science Collagen work together. So that's pretty awesome. We look forward to receiving that approved patent. Here's our latest member of our activation family is the True Renew Daily Firming Complex. I would love to know what this does, but my wife won't let me touch it, you guys. I've never seen her have a product. She loves it. And it's in the bathroom. And if I look like I'm going to go over there and try and touch the jar, I think I might get my hand taken off. So I've got to go sign up again and get some for myself. But I know the ladies are loving it. And here's what I'll say to my brothers out there. You need to use these products. Same to me and same with the True Science skincare system, because you don't want to have your aging go faster than your significant other, if that makes sense. You don't want to be accused of being married to your daughter, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So here's our portfolio, our family of activation products along with daily essentials. So we have 2 other activating switches. There's 3 Protandims. There's one for the antioxidants, the oxidative stress we've been talking a lot about. That was our breakthrough activator. We have the Nerf1 activator for your mitochondria to build more healthy mitochondria. That's where we get our energy from. And then our NAD Protandim that turns on the NAD production in the cells that lead to building up the sirtuins inside of the cell. So again, those are 3 activating switches. Our True Science skincare system is Nerf2 activated. We have the collagen, the hair care. Those are all the activation that's happening on the inside and out. We have a fat burner, a prebiotic, and a probiotic that are just amazing, and a mega product. Fish oil is very good for cardiovascular. We have our Axio Focus Energy, good, clean, healthy energy. It's awesome. I love the Axio. Concentration, clarity, focus is all noticed pretty quickly when you use the Axios. Our daily wellness to keep our cells nice and healthy. And so then we have our Pet Tandem. Can't forget our little 4-legged friends, our puppies. We want to keep them puppies. Animals age a lot faster than we do, so to have them on an activator is a really cool thing. And both these dogs are 120 years old. Just kidding. And so the shepherd, she's 5 going on 6, and the lab 7 going on 8. And I like showing this. They love playing hard and sleeping together and hanging out, but they love Pet Tandem. We can't get away from the kitchen when we're using our LifeVantage products in the morning, and they're right there just waiting to get their Pet Tandem. So I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. Been talking a lot about the foundation of this company, what's unique about our company, and what sets us apart from everybody else in the health and wellness world. Turn it over to the business side a little bit, because there's an exciting aspect of this part of it that couples together with the product line. If you've ever heard a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's an awesome book. If you haven't, look Robert Kiyosaki up on YouTube, get it on Audible or read it. It's the most sold financial book that's ever been written. And then he wrote a second book on cash flow quadrant that he talked a little bit about in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that his rich dad was teaching him about how money works and how to make money and what is your focus. So basically, his rich dad had taught him there's 4 different areas that we make money from. The left side of the quadrant is called linear income. I call it singular income because it's just us involved in making our income. And it's limited income. As an employee, we work by the hour. We get salary or commissions, but we can only put in so many hours and then the hours run out. And then we want to have some time to go do other things. And so when we leave our jobs, rightfully so, to go do other stuff, we don't make money when we leave our job. It's a time exchange. Some of us, like me, early on, I went down to being self-employed. small business. It also stands for specialist or soloist, a doctor, attorney. Again, we're just trying to chart out those hours the best we can and get the highest compensation. But at the end of the day, if we can't exchange time, we don't make any income. So that's why it's called linear income. It's very, very limited. The right side of the quadrant is leveraged income. Leveraged income works differently. And I like the investor part on the bottom because it really makes sense to people. Have you ever heard of getting your money working for you versus you working for your money? That's leverage. So now you remove yourself out of the equation of physically having to be there and put the time in to make money. You got your money put in places and investments to make money for you. It's awesome. Well, there's another way to do this too, is building a business system. And this is where you build a business system. They all take work, they all take effort. But when you have that system up and going, you're able to remove yourself out of the equation and that business continues to make money with or without you. This is what I absolutely love about network marketing. I think it's the best vehicle out there that anybody can get into. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Yeah, you're going to put time and effort to building up any of these to make income. But the long-term payout to me and the minimal investment that it takes to get a network marketing business started, I just don't think it can be compared to. Here's another way to kind of look at linear versus residual or leveraged income. And so on the right side of this slide, it's talking about if we're saving $10,000 a year, we're just socking it away and we're putting it into a place that it's making about 6% interest. So whether you want savings or if you want stocks or whatever you're thinking, but this is how the numbers are shaken out. And then so it's looking at the amount of time that it would take to save that money and how much you would have on a monthly basis from that 6% interest. Okay. So let's just take that Premier Pro 6. I know we got different names for our ranks right now, but let's just go with on the slide. It's about $5,000 to $6,000 a month building a Pro 6 business. Okay. On the other side of the savings side, you would need $1.1 million with 6% to pay you around that $5,000 to $6,000 of leverage income a month. I look at this and I think that's cool. You want to do that. You want to get your money working for you in different places, but also how we could catch up. If you're like me on the other side of it, working in the moving business and driving truck all them years, if anybody's honest, everybody I run into that's self-employed, we generally don't have any retirement. Just for some reason, we're always focused on the business and we're never thinking of really putting our eggs in that basket of retirement. I didn't have anything at 41 years old, but I was able to catch up because I was over here on this leverage side of building a LifeVantage business with this ongoing pay and building up to the elite ranks in the company. And now I have an income that keeps coming in from what I did a long time ago. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. I love that chart on comparing, the time versus building a leveraged business up with LifeVantage. So where do we start? What do we do here at LifeVantage to get going? I love this brand new program we came out with last year in March, and it's in full ride now. It's all full going now, going into 2024. There's different ways to build income in LifeVantage today. You can just share and be a representative or a consultant for the company and build up customers. You could be somebody that's an influencer that can build up customers. You could be someone that likes to go to chiropractors, to salons, different structured cement and brick and mortar businesses and have their clientele share these products and use these products and build some good income. Then you could get into the build and grow phase of the business where you're not only just selling the product, but you're also helping other consultants build their businesses. And then you get to the leadership part of the consultant path where you're building big organizations. And so you can do any of these or all of them all together. And there's different bonuses that get unlocked along the way. And so with our consultants that we enroll, our business partners, everything that they purchase on a monthly basis, we're gonna receive 10% back for that. So whatever they're purchasing each month on their order to bring into their business, we're gonna get 10%. We also have a check match, and up to 20% check match on qualifying leaders. So this is also building that organization, that build and growth phase and getting in the leadership match. You start to really build significant income by helping other consultants build their businesses up. It's not a takeaway, it's a match. So if I'm helping Lester build his business, he could be 5, 6, 7 levels from me. I help him get to the leadership ranks in the company. And I start to match the check that he's earning. It's pretty cool. So you can have some multiples of those in your organization that you're getting a check match on. And then there's the revenue sharing. It's our leadership pool. This is awesome. This is where we're going to make income on the worldwide sales of the company. So we're in 22 countries around the world. And when you hit this executive consultant one rank, you get one share of 4% of the worldwide sales globally each month that is put into this pool. When you get to executive 2, you get 3 shares, and you get to 3, you get 5 shares, executive 4, 10, and a presidential, you're receiving 20 shares. They're about $1,000 to $1,500 a piece each share. So think about that. That's another source of income coming in from the other ways I've talked about, that you're going to receive income from everything that's happening globally in LifeVantage. So where do we get started at? First thing we want to do is we need to just pick a pack, you guys. There's different enrollment packs that are set up and put together that we can go and grab a hold of. One of the popular ones is this Healthy Glow enrollment pack. The business pack, I call it the business in a box pack. It's got all of our products that are in it. It's $1,000. And also you receive 2 event training tickets inside of that business pack. Those are worth about $150 a piece. So if you're the kind of person that wants to have all the products and launch your business with a business pack, you can do that. Then there's some other $300 to $350 packs that are put together that you can start your business with. Right now, that True Renew product, until I think it's the end of February, is going to be included in any pack that you get started with. And so they're giving that as a free $75 gift right now. And then we just pick our monthly order. What are we going to continue to use on a monthly basis? Now, if you're like our household, we consume everything. We use all the products LifeVantage has. I mentioned our dogs are on Pet Tandem, and my wife and I are constantly looking in the cupboards, and each month when it's time for our orders to go a few days before, we just want to make sure we're keeping up with what we're using. And that's a good thing. I know a lot of consultants and customers in LifeVantage, they use these products, you guys. They love these products. They feel the results of being on these health and wellness products. And that's a great business, because the business of subscribers and repurchasing the product over and over again is the lifeblood of that income. So again, here's the True Renew. The free gift again is available February 29th this year. Looks like we've got a leap year going on. And that's available in any of those enrollment packs for new consultants that are onboarding with us. So I'm going to show you just a couple different aspects just real quickly of building a business. Everybody can sit down and make their goals. This one's called the 3-in-1. And what 3-in-1 means is that your goal, if you choose to take this path, would be to bring on 3 customers and 1 consultant each month. As you share the message of LifeVantage and the products in the business, your goal is to have that four enrollments each month. And to kind of describe to you the beginning of what the customer payout can be, there's a personal sales bonus that we have, and there's 4 different ranks. And what happens is you start to grab these different ranks and rank advance in this program, you're going to get more return on the percentage of what your customers order. It's really cool. So again, any customer, distributor we enroll, consultant, strike that from the record, is that you're going to get 10% for whatever they order each month. Well, when you get up to $500 in customer volume, it's called sales volume for SV, you're going to now get an additional 5%, so you'll be at 15%. When you get up to $1,000 in customer volume, you're going to get 10%. So now, isn't this pretty cool? So now you're up to 20% return on those orders for each customer that you have. Again, $2,000, you're going to get 15%. And then when you get to 4,000, you're a diamond. And a diamond seller, you're going to have 30% a month coming in from each of the customers that you buy. So again, it's about building up customer volume. This is the sales side, where you're a consultant for the company and you're wanting to build up a customer base of reuse of products. So here's just an example over a year's time, which you can build an income up to following this pattern. So at the end of the year, you would have 36 customers and 12 consultants. This is just based on that your 36 customers are using just the collagen, nothing else that we have in LifeVantage. You would have just a touch over $4,000 in volume. You would be at that diamond seller level, so you'd be getting the 30% return on their orders, and you'd make $1,200 a month. What if you just taught 2 of the 12 consultants you brought on during that year that wanted to go diamond like yourself? And so they follow that same pattern. By them 2 becoming diamonds, you're going to receive 10% of both of them being diamonds. So now you have an additional $800 a month. So you're at $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year. And then what if we help those 2 out of their 24? So they each get 12 consultants over the year, find 2 people that want to be diamond sellers. There's another 1,120. So you're just over $3,000 a month of income on just building diamonds, on repping the product and selling the product. So this is a great way to build income up. A lot of people like to take this path and to build up sales and build up customers in their business. Now I'm going to flip the tables here on you a little bit. This is what it could look like. Again, everybody's probably going to be doing a blend of all this. Some may be heavy on one side, and some of us, like our others that have been with the company for a while, this is what we're taught on how to build a business, is by locking arms with business partners. So here just shows the example of leverage through building consultants and partnering with consultants to build their businesses. So as a consultant in LifeVantage, to maximize the compensation plan, we need to be at 300 SV, 300 sales volume a month to maximize the comp plan. 150 of that has to come from a customer. But just on that first level, we brought on 5 consultants. There'd be 1,500 in SV. We get 10%. That's $150 a month of income coming in. But we go help them 5 find their 5, and there'll be 25 consultants on the second level for a total of 7,500 SV. So now we'd have $675 a month coming in. They help the 25 build their 5 consultants. There's 125 on that third level. Now there's 37,500 on the third level. It's 7%. That's 2625. So we're just over $3,000 a month, 3 levels in on helping our consultants build their businesses. And let's just go one more level. So we got 125 consultants who build teams of 5. There's 625, total of 187,500 in volume at 6%. It's 11,250. When you total those 4 levels together, that's $14,550 a month. Now that doesn't happen overnight. It takes 2 to 5 years to build the foundation of a business. But what if even that took even over 5 years to build up an income of $14,000 a month? And then there's a couple other bonuses that kick in here, because by the time you're down to that 4th level, you're an EC2. Okay, and that's pretty cool. You're an executive consultant too, so you're going to get around $3,000+ a month from the leadership pool. And then on the leadership match, you're going to be around $3,000 or more a month. So it's around $20,000 a month of just the power of building a consultant business. Can you see how you could blend all these together? You could have diamond sellers. You could be a diamond seller. You could be the kind of person that's helping your consultants in your group duplicate and fill these levels out to get to those income levels. And it pays 9 levels deep, but just the money gets ridiculous. So just keeping things in front of us and real, the first 4 levels, that's what it would look like with those numbers. Here's our average annual disclosure statement. I love being publicly traded, you guys. Our ticker symbol is LFVN. So we're a NASDAQ traded company. We don't have any debt, you guys. The company has about $20 million+ in the bank to continue our global expansion. And just pretty cool. I love this because every year they come out with this disclosure showing exactly the average monthly commissions of our executive consultants and all our ranks in between. So you see at the beginning, there's a little bit of money, you know, from $7 to $626. Then we get into those middle ranks of the company, and we're $1,400 to almost $7,000 a month. And then we get to our executive ranks, the $13,000 to $132,000 a month of income. So there's an income level for everybody here, whether you're just wanting to pay for your products, maybe just have how many ever customers you want to have on board to build some extra income up to some really good medium income. Make house and car payments and those types of things, bring extra layer of income into the household, to life-changing income. I know where I was at, there was no way I could build $100,000 a month driving truck and moving furniture. There wasn't enough. I'd have to duplicate myself several times to be able to do that. So it's just cool here that the more people you help build their businesses, that's how you develop more income yourself. Timing is a huge piece of any business. I love Warren Buffett's quote on timing. He said, you must learn how to position yourself in front of a growth curve to succeed in business. And we always hear, get on the ground floor, right? Get in the beginning. Well, most people don't. And we're just so skeptical and we're just unaware of what's happening out in the world that we just don't really have a sense or a pulse on things of what's going on. And so once somebody makes you aware of something, just like LifeVantage, you have to make some determinations. I had to do that all the way back in 2009 when the innovators were being sought after. It was a company that nobody heard of, a technology that didn't even make sense or was understandable at all, right? It was something that we're talking Greek to everybody. But it just, when you started to line a few pieces up, you're like, wait a minute, this looks like it has a lot of promise. Well, then as you start to build proof and evidence, and that's what I shared with you early on with the published studies and the patents, and that this is a real technology and this is a huge move in technology, the early adopters start coming in. And that's where we're at right now. We're just at the tail end of early adopters coming into LifeVantage. And then the company's going to hit momentum and go into critical mass. And this is where things get crazy. The 80% of the growth of any business happens during this time. This is like, if you think back 10, 20 or 30 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, and you saw a couple Walmarts around, you wonder what those were about. And next thing you know, a decade later, Walmart's everywhere. Same thing with Home Depot or Amazon, Netflix, again and again. You start to hear some of these things and kind of get a sense that these things are coming around. And next thing you know, they go through that momentum growth and they're like these massive multi-billion-dollar companies. And that's what we get to experience here with LifeVantage, you guys. And it's also the technology move. We're not just coming and saying we have a better vitamin, we have a better this or that. We're bringing activation to the marketplace. And this is real as real gets, and it's superior and it's more effective. Because think about if you can actually turn on switches inside of your cells with natural products and turn things and processes on for a better health outcome, these are things that start to run dormant and go slower as we get older, that we could maximize the biochemistry of our body through tuning it and activation. That's what we're headed for, and that's what this company is all about. So just to finish a couple slides out here, here's basically, you've heard the LifeVantage story. We talked a lot about that startup phase. Company was broke, the stock was 5 cents a share, all those things were going on way back then. That's all gone away. This company's past the 5 to 10 year stage. And I mentioned we're 14 years old now. Now we're going into an organized growth phase right now. And the goal is to trigger off momentum and critical mass and hit that $1 billion milestone. That's what's next for LifeVantage. Then the company will go into stabilization like a lot of big iconic network marketing companies in the world, and they'll grow at a certain pace after that. But there's just a rare opportunity to catch a company that's a $200 million company and ride that company all the way up to that $1 billion mark. So a couple slides here. This is the first time we rang the NASDAQ bell. It was really cool. I'll keep this picture forever just because of what's on the stock board that day. They were interviewing our CEO, and for whatever reason, NASDAQ had Amazon and Netflix on each side of LifeVantage. And I thought, that is exactly where we're going. I don't know why they did that, or maybe they got a kind of sense this was a technology-driven company and had a lot of potential. Everybody knows that Amazon changes the way we buy products today. I mean, think about how many companies offer online shopping today. But yet Amazon's still the biggest and the pioneer in that industry. And then you look at a company called Netflix. Is it the only streaming company today? No, there's hundreds of streaming platforms out there today, but who's the big boy on the block? Who's the one that started it all? And I love Netflix's story of going to Blockbuster in 1997 and meeting with their executives. So imagine this little unknown company. Maybe some of you remember renting the DVDs and sending them back that got Netflix started. Well, they actually knew they were changing to streaming, and they were going to build that platform out, and the internet was getting faster. They pitched that whole idea to Blockbuster, and they told them no. They said, no, thank you. You guys are out of your minds. You're going to stay right here. People are going to continue to come to our shops and rent their DVDs and their games and everything. They're gone now. Netflix disrupted that whole industry. Amazon disrupted the whole industry of how we buy products today. LifeVantage is disrupting the industry on aging. Think about that for a minute. How important is aging? If we actually can do things that can give us a better health outcome and change the conversation of how somebody ages, that's where this company is sitting at. So again, this is when we just rang the bell in July for a second time at LifeVantage here. So let me just push out of here and I'm gonna stop sharing here. And that's where I find out I'm not talking to myself anymore. Oh, cool. So you guys, this company is real. It's as legitimate as they come. Again, we're publicly traded. We have an amazing board of directors. I even shock some people. I say, "Do you ever heard of Erin Brockovich?" Like, yeah, she's on our board of directors. Like, really? Erin Brockovich? Yeah. I mean, because, you know, again, this industry is it a legitimate company? Is it real? Is the industry real? Absolutely. And just having Erin on our board is just more legitimacy into how real LifeVantage is. And she's excited to be here again because of where the company is heading into the future. So Marilyn, thank you for having me on here. I'll turn it back over to you and let's keep on keeping on. 24 is just 2024, if I can say it right. It's just getting started. So look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. You guys can see why he's where he's at. He's a man of integrity. And I've watched him grow from being nervous to talking in front of people to just captivate everybody now. Thank you, Tony. Guys, I've had so many people ask me, where can I access this video? Where I want my friends. Man, I wish I would have had my friends on it. I've got a YouTube channel and I'm going to post this. And you just go to Marilyn Johnson LifeVantage and get back with the person that invited you. This is free to everybody. And if you're like, Marilyn, I just can't present like this Tony guy. Well, you don't need to. You can go here, download his presentation and share it with your friends. Click and play. It's that easy. You can't get any easier than that. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And we're going to do this again next week. And so I encourage everybody, just get one person on. Get one person. If you could get one new person on every week and just share it with them. Hey, I've come across something. You got to check it out. So it's been a blessing for me and my family. And so have you, Tony. You've been such a great blessing for our family. Thank you, everybody. God bless. And I'm going to stop the recording now.